What up, bros, bras, and brie males, friends, associates, strangers? It's a white privilege to be here. I'm Kevin. If you didn't know, this is how I'm going to unpack that I happen to be racist at times, part 2. And I had a big eye-opener today when I saw that the GOP majority Supreme Court allowed Florida to disenfranchise 800,000, mostly black people, ripping the right to vote out of their hands and delivering the decision by the hand of the only black Supreme Court Justice, Clarence Thomas. How paradoxical that the most racist Supreme Court ruling of recent memory was delivered by a black guy, a guy who I was raised to think of as a man who can't be racist because he's black and black people don't have power. And believe me, I'm not coming from the side of folks who blame black people for being racist because they're affirmative action supporters. I support affirmative action 100%. I believe we need to move the needle of racial inequality, and we need to be innovative in the way that we do it. Reparations are way overdue. However, I got into a bit of a pickle over this, and I may be in one right now. I may have just stepped in it in a way that a lot of you are thinking, okay, let's buckle up for another version of Skinhead Confesses. No, I'm not a skinhead. I already said that in part 1 if you didn't see it. I'm also making this video because I lost an argument when I was 12 and my sister was 16. She won. She had taken at least one sociology class in my recollection, and she schooled me on what race and racism is really about. I must have said something to the effect of Louis Farrakhan, this dude just said Hitler was a great man and Jews have a gutter religion. He's definitely racist. And she said, no, back up. Racism is when white people who have power oppress minorities who do not have power. If you don't have power, like say you're black, like Louis Farrakhan, you can't be racist. You can be prejudiced. You can be discriminatory. But we don't use the term racist. That's for white power, white supremacy, not for black people. I was like, okay, I guess I got slammed. I mean, she dressed me down, called me on the carpet, cleaned the carpet with my face, and then set me packing. And I was like, I will just swim away in my ocean of white privilege. She was like, you're getting the hang of it. I was like, I feel guilty already. She said, you got this. And I have. For the past couple of decades, I've fought other people using that same principle. I've said, slow down, Jack. Black people can't be racist. They don't have power. Look around you. Then I read over the past year some books about anti-racism, about the history of racist ideas and the evolution of them, looking at our more recent history, and landed upon a late end of the book chapter after chronicling the detailed and repugnant horrors that white people visited upon black people and minorities. I got to this point where it said the author had evaluated his own life as a black man and realized that some of his ideas were racist, namely the notion that black people, because they don't have power, can't be racist, because white people have power. I was flabbergasted. I mean, how was I going to break it to my sister, who had spent years of her life getting a PhD in sociology, that she was wrong and I was right? It's too much to unpack entirely here, but there's a very convincing argument. I'll do it more justice in a subsequent video if 3 of you request it in comments. Suffice it to say, white power controls this country for the most part. And our primary challenge is to ensure it commits to being anti-racist. But the truth is that people of color also have some power, limited though it may be. Saying blacks can't be racist because they don't have power, since white people have all the power, does two things. First, it shrinks and negates the already limited scope of power that black folks have while exaggerating white power. That's the definition of what a racist idea does. Second, it says that we can't hold any black people accountable if they're in power for being anti-racist. For example, it shields Justice Thomas when he exercises his limited power to support policies that oppress people of color, even if his actions would be considered blatantly racist in the hands of a white person. I know it's a lot to digest and probably sounds dubious coming from a guy who looks like a Jewish skinhead, but please sound off in comments with your fears, your thoughts, and questions. My question is, how could my sister have planted such a racist idea in my head? I mean, I can't even... Checkmate. I got you. Yes. Who is the champion of this fight? Tonight. You know I'm right. You can't hide. I got you in my sights. You're dead to rights. I've actually been talking to my sister about this, and she said, why don't you ask me if I still think that? Which kind of throws a monkey wrench in the whole gotcha anti-racist call-out video gesture. And then she just shattered into several pieces due to white fragility. I didn't think it was a real thing. To cite a black woman who, in a way, set this off. In a racist society, it's not enough to be non-racist. You can't skate on that. We must be anti-racist. You're either anti-racist or you're racist. There's no middle ground anymore. You can't be, well, I don't really deal with that, or I don't think it's actually a problem, or it's not a problem that affects me. That is what the most racist people do, is deny. Look, I've had recent ones. If you think I'm just trying to like package some old argument that doesn't really show me to be racist and I haven't confessed enough, check this. March, I'm on the train, meditating. I just probably went to my last day at work. I'm heading home, falling asleep. I feel a spritz of water or some kind of fluid on my hand. Wake up, look up. It's an elderly Asian man blowing his nose. There's no one else on the train. I just got targeted. This dude is basically knee to knee with me, and he's sneezing on me as a pandemic has been announced. This is a challenge from God for a man who just committed to being anti-racist. I'm sure you can guess the thoughts that swooped into my mind. The whole prefrontal cortex was getting poison darted by racist ideas. This dude came straight from Wuhan. He probably got a subway transfer. This guy he's patient zero. I got hit by, I'm patient one in the US. Little did I know it was Europeans that were targeting us with their Spanish sneezes and their Italian coughs. It wasn't sneezes in the beginning. That's the other thing. I mean, how do I know the dude didn't just have allergies like I do? That didn't occur to me till later. Before that, I thought, oh, he probably saw me meditating, thought I was appropriating his goddamn culture. Damn it. He probably said, you steal my culture? I'll turn you into a bacterial culture for a new virus. Squirt. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where these racist ideas come from, but they crop up and they pop up like hair that you're trying to pluck from your unibrow. And America is unibrows. That is part of who we are. It's never going away. Some of these racist ideas are going to be like ingrown hairs. They're going to come out and feel cathartic, and then you'll think, solved it, and then they'll come right back. And we're going to have to maintain. Hell, I went to a ska concert once in college. Got in the front row, thought I was trying to impress this punk rock girl. Lead singer lifted up the microphone stand, boom, hit me right in the chin. I'm not a skinhead just because I was at a ska concert, okay? I had hair back then. But now I have an ingrown patch of hairs and a scar on my chin, and I chipped a tooth too. So, full disclosure. And yeah, I gotta pluck that. Good luck with your plucks. And it's just an uncle's perspective. Peace.